afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Kind of a breezy day out there.
Yeah, beautiful day, though.
Yeah, it started out kind of not great, but it is great outside, and we'll get a look at the weather in just a minute. But first, here's what's making news today. Wisconsin hits a new peak in the number of coronavirus deaths.
Plus, more than half of Madison's alders want to make it legal to smoke marijuana in public. We'll go over their recommendations.
And we'll check in on the confirmation hearings for Amy Coney Barrett. What was asked and how she answered is coming up. But first, let's take a look outside. As Susan said, a beautiful day out there. The colors are spectacular. Hanging in the 60s are the weather words, and Chris is hanging out in the backyard.
Yeah, that's the case, folks. These temperatures, they're warm out there today. They were warm yesterday. We're going to see at least one more day of those temperatures into the 60s. Abundant sunshine for all of us throughout south central Wisconsin. Now 65 is where our temperature stands, and that's even with winds coming out of the west and the northwest. Temperatures are well into the upper 60s as you work your way further towards the south and east, even some 70s. Try to show up for a couple of folks. A little bit cooler as you work your way just back towards the north. Now, we did see some showers around midday. Those have since moved out as drier air has moved in. Enjoy the sunshine out there now. Some clouds will try to make a comeback as we start to move into the middle of the week and then again towards the end of the week. The rest of this evening, spectacular. 59 by the time we get in towards 6 o'clock. We'll fall into the 40s as we begin to move into those overnight hours or overnight lows. We'll be into the 40s tonight as well. Traffic-wise, we're not seeing anything major, but we are seeing those slowdowns in the Beltline eastbound. Right when you pass Rimrock and over towards Monona, you're going to hit a little bit of traffic there. You're also seeing that traffic that's been there for a while with the road construction on Fish Hatchery. Downtown, we're seeing a couple of brake lights, but nothing major. We'll watch that traffic throughout the show. I'll have the full forecast closer to 4:30.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Chris. We start with news of the latest on the coronavirus in Wisconsin, and it is not good. It's been a particularly deadly day across the state. More than 30 people died. That is a new one-day high. More than 1,500 people in Wisconsin have died since March. Only 5 of the state's 72 counties have not reported a death as of yet. There are also more than 3,000 new cases statewide. Long lines formed at the Alliant Energy Center for the second week in a row. We're told this week it's a computer issue that forced testers to turn people away for about an hour. The site is back up and running again and is open until 8 o'clock tonight. However, Dane County health officials are asking many people to see their doctors before just heading over to the Alliant Energy Center. The new record for deaths and cases has the governor again asking Republican lawmakers to take action.
He says he hopes the severity of the situation will bring people to the table. Eric Franke has more on the back and forth between the governor and state Republicans. Eric?
Susan, that's right. It's really just been a back and forth of letters. The governor says there are no meetings scheduled at this time. It was back in May that Republicans successfully sued to end the safer at home order, saying the governor was acting without consulting with them. The governor, in turn, says lawmakers haven't acted at all to protect citizens for months. Today, the governor announced $50 million in additional money for child care counts payments for early child care and education.
There isn't a family, worker, business, or community that hasn't been affected by the pandemic. And these investments will provide the needed help, but only for the time being. In order to kick this virus and get Wisconsin back on track, it's going to take a unified statewide effort.
And he says that includes from elected officials. And today, the governor again urging people stay home, wear masks whenever they leave the home, and limit any exposure to others. Wisconsin remains a hotspot in the entire U.S. According to the New York Times, 3 of the top 5 hotspots in the country are in the Green Bay area. 10 of the top 20 overall are in Wisconsin. Mark?
All right, Eric, thank you. It is not just Wisconsin. More than half of the states are seeing rising case counts. But schools have not. A survey of some 1,200 schools found a tiny percentage of students and staff have tested positive since returning to the classroom. 37 states are seeing rises in new coronavirus cases, but the virus appears to be absent in most classrooms.
You really can reopen the schools and get going with the schools. You've just got to be careful.
Anthony Fauci says schools with robust testing, tracing, and mask rules appear to be reopening safely. But he also noted that areas with high viral activity remain at higher risks. Infectious disease expert Michael Osterholm says the risk of reopening schools depends in part on students' ages. He says when we look at kids under the age of 10, they see very limited transmission.
A windy morning on a job site likely led to 2 men getting electrocuted in Dane County. Just before 9 o'clock this morning, emergency crews were called out to Spring Road in the town of Dunkirk. That's just south of Stoughton. 2 construction workers were building scaffolding to work on someone's home. They were holding a tall metal pole when a gust of wind caught it and pushed it into a power line. Both men were electrocuted. A 33-year-old man died. A 28-year-old man was injured, but is expected to survive.
Well, the election just 3 weeks from today, and both candidates are on the campaign trail in battleground states. Joe Biden is courting senior citizens in Florida, and tonight President Trump will hold a rally in Pennsylvania. Last night's Trump rally in Sanford, Florida highlighted differences between the campaigns. Hundreds stood shoulder to shoulder with few masks, and it's expected to be a similar scene tonight in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, was critical of the president's rallies, and the president took a swipe at him on Twitter, saying his pitching arm is more accurate than his prognostication, referring to his baseball opening day pitch. Biden continues to hold smaller socially distanced events. In Pembroke Pines, Florida, the 10 community members were invited to hear his vision for older Americans. Masks were required.
He's never been focused on you. His handling of this pandemic has been erratic, just like his presidency has been.
Recent polls show older Americans now support Biden by a wide margin. This week, the Trump campaign launched 2 new ads aimed at winning back seniors. The president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, made a stop in the small town of Hilbert, Wisconsin today. She told supporters her father is determined to make sure America comes back stronger than ever.
More than 1.3 million absentee ballots have been requested in Wisconsin, and so far, more than 700,000 of them have been returned to local clerks. Democrats say they will ask the U.S. Supreme Court to allow absentee ballots to be counted even after the November 3rd Election Day deadline. Republican lawmakers oppose the idea of any extension. Wisconsin election officials held a virtual press conference today to make it clear this year's election night will not be like previous years. However, they want to remind people that election results are never official on election night. Validating the election results will take about a month, which is something that always happens.
We're not going to lessen our requirements, the legal standards for what needs to be done to certify election. All those things still stand.
Now, this does not mean that it will be a month to learn who wins the presidential election. So how long will it take? Well, coming up tonight at 5 and 6, political reporter Amy Reed will try to answer that question.
More than 10 million Americans have already voted. Long lines were seen in Georgia yesterday as people got the opportunity to vote early for the first time this election season. It's one of 43 states where that is an option. Many voters faced massive wait times, but they were determined to cast their ballots anyway. At Georgia's largest polling place, a 3-hour line stretched through Atlanta's NBA arena, but 80-year-old Linda Williams waited.
They only have 5 machines to accommodate 1,000 people.
After the same glitches that caused chaos in Georgia's June primary briefly crashed computers, more machines came online, but so did more voters. Today, at least 19 states already offer in-person voting, with 8 more by week's end and 5 more on Monday.
Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett is facing tough questions from the Senate Judiciary Committee on day 2 of her confirmation hearing. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill with more.
Like the blank notepad she held up, Judge Amy Coney Barrett offered no clues to the Senate Judiciary Committee on how she'd rule on hot-button issues, invoking the justice she's nominated to replace.
Justice Ginsburg, with her characteristic pithiness, used this to describe how a nominee should comport herself at a hearing. No hints, no previews, no forecasts.
The committee's top Democrat, Senator Dianne Feinstein, pressed Barrett on whether she believed Roe v. Wade, the landmark abortion rights case, was rightly decided.
I can't pre-commit or say, yes, I'm going in with some agenda, because I'm not. I don't have any agenda.
When asked about the current case challenging the Affordable Care Act, the federal judge says she's made no commitment on how she'd decide.
I have had no conversation with the president or any of his staff on how I might rule in that case. I'm not hostile to the ACA. I'm not hostile to any statute that you pass.
Day 2 of confirmation hearings also took a personal turn, with Judge Barrett discussing racism and its impact on her family.
Have you seen the George Floyd video?
I have. Given that I have 2 black children, that was very, very personal. I think it is an entirely uncontroversial and obvious statement, given, as we just talked about, the George Floyd video, that racism persists in our country.
The Republican-led Senate Judiciary Committee scheduled a vote on Barrett's nomination Thursday, expecting Democrats to ask for a 1-week delay. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The president has said he wants his Supreme Court nominee confirmed before the November 3rd election. During questioning today, Judge Barrett did not commit to recusing herself from cases challenging the election results. City council members are trying to loosen the laws around marijuana use in Madison.
They introduced a proposal on this at their last meeting, and it's now moving forward to the Public Safety Review Committee. Jamie Perez looked into this today and tells us more about what that proposal is asking for. Jamie?
Right, well, 13 alders have already signed on as sponsors to this, and at their last meeting, they actually proposed 3 ordinances that have to do with this. Now, those ordinances would essentially allow anyone 18 or older to have up to an ounce of marijuana on private or public property with permission from the owner. It would allow possession of paraphernalia to use it and would ban smoking marijuana in any place that is designated as smoke-free. Now, even though a majority of council members are in favor, Madison's interim police chief Vic Wall had some hesitations about it. He said, quote, "It seems better to have a decision on marijuana decriminalization happen at the state level. If these are going to move forward, I'd prefer they be consistent with our alcohol laws and only apply to those who are 21 and older." Now, these proposals were on the council's consent agenda, so nothing was actually discussed at their meeting, but as you guys mentioned, it will be reviewed tomorrow at the Public Safety Review Committee.
Jamie Perez reporting live from downtown Madison. Jamie, thank you. And we have a programming note for you tonight. The Titans and Bills face off tonight on CBS. The NFL decided to postpone the Week 5 game from Sunday to tonight, despite the Titans having an outbreak of the virus last week. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock on CBS, so News 3 Now at 6 will air at 5:30, and you can watch the CBS Evening News at 5:30 on our sister station, TVW. Well, still to come at 4, most of us enjoy the sound of a songbird singing.
Well, it turns out the birds like it too. We'll find out what a UW biologist discovered about this when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The Golf Range and Suites of By10's Golfland provide safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by waitstaff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at By10's Golfland.
What would Joe Biden's plan do for you?
Biden's plan is a 14% tax hike on middle-class families. 82% of Americans would pay more. And Biden's plan gives illegal immigrants amnesty and health care. Joe Biden's a career politician who spent decades raising taxes. Come on, man. So what would the Biden plan do for you? Raise your taxes. That's it.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
About $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
It's called the greater good. At Quartz, it's what fuels our passion to better serve our members and our community. It's why we ensure easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health. It's what pushes us to invest in the name of community health and wellness programs. and to find new ways to help those who need the help the most. But hey, you know all about the greater good. Courts, health plans built with you in mind.
Hello. I wish to inquire about your $500 off deal. Is there anything hidden I should be aware of?
No, sir.
No hidden plan requirements?
You choose your plan.
No hidden phone trade-ins?
Keep your phone.
No hidden activation fees or other trickery where video recorded evidence would be beneficial?
None.
Interesting.
Is that a camera?
What?
Get $500 off the latest phones with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
By 10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By 10's Golfland.
Welcome back. AMC Theaters is warning that it could run out of money by the end of this year or early next year if pandemic trends continue. The world's largest theater chain says that's because of the reduced slate of movies in the fourth quarter and no significant increases in movie attendance. AMC says as of October 9th, it opened 494 of its nearly 600 U.S. theaters, but even so, attendance is down 85% compared to last year. Apple has unveiled its new iPhone.
It's thinner, faster, and more advanced. This year's big reveal could only be viewed online. The top-of-the-line Pro Max has a 6.7-inch screen, the largest yet. The designs are thinner, lighter, have new cameras, and faster 5G. CNET's Roger Chen says Google and Samsung also offered new 5G devices this year with speeds 10 to 100 times faster than 4G. Coverage is improving, but right now it's mostly concentrated in urban areas and service can be spotty.
Do I need it now, or is that something that, like all technology, you kind of want to wait?
So 5G is absolutely not something you need right now.
Phone makers are looking to reach more customers with a range of pricing. Samsung's latest folding phone goes for $2,000, but a version of the Galaxy S20 starts at $700. The iPhone Pro Max sells for almost $1,100. The mini version is $699. Some not great earnings reports sent stocks lower. The Dow Industrials fell 157 points, closing at 28,679. The NASDAQ lost 12, and the S&P 500 was off 22. If you've ever wondered why songbirds sing, well, we now have an answer.
I have wondered that, actually. A new study at UW-Madison researched that question. Laura Reeders is a professor of integrative biology at UW-Madison, and she led the study. And she joins us now. Hi there. Laura. Nice to see you.
Hi, great. Thanks for having me.
So songbirds sing in the spring to attract a mate, right? But
That's
now
right.
they sing all year round, right? Why is that?
Well, songbirds do sing all year round, and we had spent some time studying males singing to attract females, and it's clear what rewards that, right? They attract a mate. But we became really interested in the fact that they do sing at other times. And right now, if you look outside, the birds that we study are starlings. You'll see they're forming large flocks, and while in these flocks, they sing at high rates. And we know it's important for song learning. They learn song from adult tutors. They have to practice. But in an immediate sense, we were perplexed. We didn't know why they would do it. They don't attract a mate. They don't repel, an intruder. They just sing. And Darwin actually proposed that maybe they were doing it for their own amusement.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
And does the song vary throughout the year?
It actually does. I mean, we've recorded it and analyzed it statistically, and you see that they sing when they're singing in a serious context, to attract a mate or to defend a territory. They sing a very stereotyped song. It's very rigid. It's very structured. They repeat it again and again in the same way. But in the non-breeding season, when in these flocks and they're practicing song, they're riffing. They repeat things in different sequences, different orders. They're much sloppier. I think of it like freeform jazz.
And are some species of birds better singers than others?
Well, they definitely are some really famous singers. I mentioned that we study starlings, and I know people consider them a pest species, and they can't stand starlings. But they are amazing singers. They're actually vocal mimics. They incorporate songs of other birds in their songs. They incorporate human speech. So now maybe you can listen. You might hear some of this and maybe also add them to your list of good singers.
And you also discovered that when the birds sing, they release a chemical in their brain?
That's right. So, we did a study we had to figure out how do you ask a bird if it feels good to sing. So we found that if they sing in a certain place and songs associated with reward, they will go back to that place. So they'll develop a place preference. And then we paired that with opioid manipulation. So opioids are things like heroin and fentanyl. They're kind of famous. They induce pleasure. They reduce pain. And humans, but also birds, produce their own endogenous opioids. And those underlie naturally rewarding behaviors. And we found that if you give a bird an opioid, it will sing like crazy in these fall flocks. And then we found that if you would block temporarily the opioid receptors, they would no longer show a place preference and they sang less, suggesting that these endogenous opioids are critical for making that song rewarding.
Wow.
So it feels good when they sing.
Yeah, and are they happy when they're singing? Can you attach emotions to it?
Yeah, people say, you have to be careful with animals, but I would say that, we do see that they develop this preference for a place, and I kind of think of it like now during the pandemic, I keep finding myself in the kitchen. That's because good things happen in that place, right? And so if they're like humans, and it seems like, at least endogenous opioids are shared by humans and by birds, I do think you could generalize.
Is there something released in our brains when we hear the birds?
When we hear the birds, I would guess that we are releasing some endogenous opioids. I think social contact, just like the birds in those flocks, social contact is releasing opioids. And that suggests we're deprived right now, while we're social distancing. We are not experiencing our endogenous opioid reward.
Is there something that you were really surprised about when you did this study?
I was surprised it worked, to be honest. We thought, can we ask a bird if it feels good to sing? And I think that was the biggest challenge. So we borrowed methods from psychology to ask animals about their emotional state. And when we found that the birds singing in those flocks developed such a preference for a place that we paired with the singing, I was surprised. And then to find that the opioids stimulated, I think each step of this was really exciting for us to find, after about 150 years, that what Darwin proposed, that singing might be rewarding, that they do it for their own amusement. I thought that was really amazing to find some experimental support for that.
Mother Nature is fascinating.
It absolutely is. What an incredibly fascinating study.
Lauren, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for sharing it with us today. Good to see you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Great.
There's more to come at 4. Talk about a heart-stopping moment.
A hiker in Utah came face to face with an angry mother mountain lion. We'll find out how this all ended. Coming up after Chris's firstborn forecast.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, Andrew Larson here with Larson Home Services. The year is drawing to a close, but there's still time to avoid that nasty, dangerous autumn chore, cleaning out your gutters. A new Leaf Guard gutter system will be the last gutters you'll ever need. They're guaranteed to never clog, or my team will come and clean them for free. You'll love how they look and how they perform.
They're the best. I don't have to worry about the gutters getting clogged up with the seeds, the branches, the dirt, the roof sheddings, and it's just one less worry for me.
That's great to hear. And right now, your Leaf Guard gutter system comes with the best offer of the year. Free installation labor. Plus, no interest for 12 months. And call now and get a $100 Visa gift card with your new Leaf Guard gutter system. Don't wait. Take advantage of our best offer of the year. Call now for your free estimate.
Joe Biden will make health care affordable. His plan gives a tax credit to help working families pay insurance premiums, lowers prescription costs by 60%, and protects coverage for pre-existing conditions, no matter what. He'll pay for it by getting rid of Donald Trump's tax cuts for the super rich, because Joe knows our economy's strength doesn't come from the top. It comes from working families, and that's who he's fighting for every day.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Joe Biden was raised with middle-class values. Joe doesn't need to be the center of attention or see himself on TV. He has always focused on getting the job done. Joe led us out of the 2008 recession and increased health coverage for millions. As president, Joe will focus on getting us out of our crises. He'll listen to experts, work across the aisle, and put the American people first. FF PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
He's our independent voice who answers to no one but us, Todd Novak. Todd Novak is working across the aisle, passing the bipartisan COVID-19 relief bill, helping hospitals and communities get the resources needed to fight the coronavirus. Todd Novak is helping families, small businesses, and farmers as we work to rebuild the economy safely. And Todd Novak led the bipartisan effort to make sure our water is clean and safe for future generations. Our voice, Todd Novak for State Assembly.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Take a look at this.
What do you think about this pizza?
Well, I think it's candy cornish.
Joshua Hansen's daughter, Callie, is about to try his creation. He says it's one frozen cheese pizza and a bag of candy corn baked to perfection. Callie's not a fan. His son, Tatum, won't even try it. As for Dad, yeah, also not a fan.
I think it would taste pretty good, actually.
Now, Susan claims that the best treat of all is candy corn and peanuts.
Right. Now, you can't eat candy corn just by itself because it's too sweet. So, but you've never tried this. I left a bunch of this for the morning show people too. Chris, have you ever tried it?
I have not tried it.
So is it 1-to-1 or what's the ratio?
Eat one together, 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
A peanut and a candy corn together.
Right now? Are we doing this? Okay.
Doesn't it taste?
Oh, it does taste like a nut roll.
It tastes like a payday candy bar, doesn't it?
Okay.
It's not bad.
Chris,
That's
what do you
actually
think?
Quite good.
It is good.
You know, I just had candy corn for the first time last week. One of my youth group kids said you have to try candy corn if you've never had it. I was
candy corn
impressed.
is not great on
It's not what I thought it was, but this is even better. I'm gonna have more.
It's dangerous. I mean, you could eat a whole big bowl.
Yeah, good. No, this is pretty delicious, actually.
All right, that's good.
So candy corn wins.
Just regular peanuts and candy corn.
Yeah.
Well, the more you know.
No circus peanuts.
No, I hate those things.
They're terrible.
Wow.
All right, we have a bonus take a look today.
Things did not go to plan in Poland today, where crews were working to defuse the biggest World War II bomb ever found. More than 700 people evacuated as crews worked to defuse this tall boy bomb. Well, the original plan was to use a remote control device to burn the explosive charge without detonating it.
That didn't seem to work.
Well, no, the best laid plans, right? The good news is no one was hurt, and there was no serious damage.
So that bomb has been there since the 1940s?
It's incredible. Boy, that probably stopped some hearts, though, when it went off.
Fortunately, it was remote control. The guys went down there. All right, beautiful day today, Chris.
Yeah, today's been incredible. We're still spoiled with some warm temperatures. I expect more of that as we move into tomorrow, but then the changes come as we move into Thursday.
Look at the color.
Yes.
Look at that.
These colors are incredible. We are near peak here in Madison. I'm looking at the color report right now. I'll be happy to share that with you right after the break.
Harker Heating and Cooling of Madison, we are proudly celebrating over 70 years of excellence. A lot can change in 70 years, but some things never do, like our commitment to providing our customers with 100% satisfaction every single day. When you make that call to Harker, you can be rest assured that a team of qualified, trustworthy, skilled individuals are ready to address your home service concerns. Harker Heating and Cooling, your hometown heroes for over 70 years.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentix.
4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentix.com.
When Joe Biden wants an update on the virus, he calls on the nation's top health experts. Working together for all Americans is what Joe does. When writing his healthcare plan, Joe Biden worked with both doctors and patients to make healthcare affordable by lowering premiums, reducing drug costs, and protecting people with pre-existing conditions. Joe listened to both small business owners and workers to create his economic plan that cuts taxes for middle-class families, creates 18 million new jobs in his first term, and raises wages by as much as $15,000 a year. Joe Biden's plans will help working families immediately by making the super rich finally pay their fair share. For Joe, it's never been about ego. It's always been about the work he can do for working families. It's what he's always done. Joe Biden brings everyone to the table and gets it done.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, folks, here's what we are watching as we move into the rest of this forecast. Seasonable temperatures and a mostly dry trend for now, but we're going to be cooler by the time we get you towards the weekend. These seasonable temperatures and this dry trend is really helping the fall colors. We're past peak throughout most of the Northwoods, but all throughout central and southern Wisconsin. Most areas are now near peak. A lot of those colors are in that 50 to 90% range. Will likely peak at some point this week. And then that's when I expect the frost to happen that ultimately kills off a lot of the leaves and the trees that are out there for now. Here's how things look, though, in our station camera. Looking over towards the downtown skyline, you see a little bit of that color on the horizon there. 65 our temperature right now. This is mild for the time of the year, especially when you take into consideration that our winds are coming out of the west and northwest. Our average is right around 60 for this date. We did have some showers earlier. High resolution Doppler is now free. Video of the shower activity. If you want it, you've got to look towards the UP of Michigan. That's where we're seeing even a couple rumbles of thunder embedded in what we have going on. But all of this is moving away from us for now. We're talking high pressure that's starting to move in. We actually have a front right on top of us, but temperatures into tomorrow, they'll be somewhat comparable to what our temperatures were today. You'll notice more clouds, however, into tomorrow. What's keeping us dry for the rest of this evening is this area of high pressure over the Dakotas. That slides over us quickly. The cloud cover that you see out towards the west over parts of Montana and Wyoming, that cloud cover begins to move into the state of Wisconsin as we head into tomorrow. You guys are not going to like this, but watch what Future Track has to show as we start to move it to the end of this week and into the weekend. You saw those clouds. Here we are on Friday. A little system may zip through with the chilly showers and maybe a couple snowflakes mixed in throughout parts of the Northwoods. Future Track is trying to be aggressive with the cold front coming in into Sunday that would have enough cold air to transition things over to snow on the backside. The problem is I don't necessarily know if I buy what Future Track is trying to sell to me, the forecaster, right now. I'm expecting at least a couple of showers as we move into Sunday. Maybe a flake or two may mix in with some of those showers, but Sunday will primarily be liquid as I just don't think we're going to get that cold. But nonetheless, the colder air is going to be on the way. That first shot comes in on Thursday. You're really going to feel the chill as we move into Friday. By Saturday, we actually get a little bit warmer. The reason for that, it's the warm up before that next cool down coming Sunday and into a good portion of next week. Here's what to expect as we go into the overnight hours. Here comes that cloud cover. We're going to see a lot of cloud cover into your Wednesday. Maybe a peak of sun or two at times, but most of Wednesday we're going to experience clouds. Temperatures into the 60s. I cannot rule out a shower or two. That best chance is going to be the further north you are. Dane County. County. Then we'll start to clear out into tomorrow night, starting out in the 40s on Thursday, barely making it out of the 40s into Thursday. That high forecast is 52, 48 for Friday, 50 on Saturday. That's that little warm up. We're back into the 40s though on Sunday with chilly showers. And again, I can't rule out a flake or two mixing in. We're going to stay in the 40s until early next week with those shower chances around for Monday and Tuesday as well. Check out Monday's high, 44.
We've been spoiled.
Here we are. We've been spoiled, but here we are.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
A hiker in Utah is describing a terrifying encounter with a mountain lion near his home.
And he has the cell phone video to prove it. 26-year-old Kyle Burgess met the animal on a trail south of Salt Lake City. Carter Evans has more on their very scary meeting.
No! Get the away!
This is the moment Kyle Burgess comes across a mountain lion and its cubs while on a trail near his home in Utah Saturday.
Go away, please go away. Holy
The roughly 6-minute encounter began as Burgess was about 2 miles from the trailhead.
It was when I got down, coming down Slate Canyon is where I ran into the kitty cat.
That kitty cat was accompanied by an adult mountain lion seen running toward Burgess. That's when he says he knew he was in trouble.
Get the away!
You see the 2 cubs, and one kind of runs off. But yeah, right after then, I didn't notice Mama's right there. And that's when I knew it was not a good situation to be in.
The mountain lion follows Burgess, who slowly backs away while attempting to intimidate the animal with loud noises. It then lunges, hisses, and flashes its teeth several times.
No!
Burgess says he had no idea what to do.
It was all improv. Like, I'm not no outdoor expert at all.
Kate Remsen, who works for the Living with Lions project, says that while encounters like this are unbelievably rare, Burgess actually did many of the right things.
You want to make yourself look big. You want to be as loud as possible. And then, like he did, slowly begin to back away.
Remsen says the mountain lion wasn't stalking Burgess, but rather trying to push him away from her cubs.
These mountain lions are not going to actively attack a human being unless they need to defend themselves or they're scared.
The encounter ends after Burgess throws a rock and startles the animal, who then runs away. After realizing he's safe at last, Burgess could barely hold back his relief.
It was just like, it's over. Like, those 6 minutes were so long for me.
Carter Evans, CBS News.
That is frightening.
Anytime you see the cubs, that's when you know you're in trouble.
You got a problem.
Right. Wow. And
but you're just trying to chase them away.
I would not have known what to do in that situation either.
Apparently you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Don't run.
No, do not. Oh, definitely don't run.
I think throwing a rock earlier might have been a good
well, now we know.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Or stay at home like me. There's more to come at 4. Later on, we'll talk about regaining some optimism amid the pandemic with psychologist Shyla Mergain.
And then coming up tonight at 5, a group of UW-Madison students say they'd like to see UW police defunded or abolished. Why they say it's time for change. That's at 5.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
One word? Anxious. Anxious. Because we see what this president is currently doing. We've got 170,000 Americans dead because of COVID. There's this lack of trust.
This country is starving for good leadership right now.
Big thing that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris can do is just rebuild trust.
I'm not going to agree with everything that anyone says. My wife will tell you that from the beginning. But who do I trust my children's future to? I trust Joe Biden more than anyone else.
Doing what we love can be painful. Introducing Aspirin Cream with essential oil. Now calming lavender oil is combined with fast-acting lidocaine for lasting relief. New Aspirin Cream with essential oil.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $5 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum-yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. IHOP Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 5, Madison alders want to see looser laws around cannabis use. What they're asking for tonight at 5.
We'll see another day in the 60s before cooler temperatures arrive for the end of the week and for the weekend, along with a little precipitation. We'll take a look at your full forecast.
And ahead tonight at 5:30, Democrats are asking the U.S. Supreme Court to decide whether the deadline to count absentee ballots should be extended. We're a half hour early tonight. News 3 Now at 5:30.
Here's a live look at downtown Dallas.
We're spinning the satellite around this afternoon.
See where it stops? Looks like a hot day down there.
Nice sunny day in Texas.
A Michigan man has a new lease on life thanks to the power of social media.
And the compassion of a total stranger. Mark Quelia and Abigail Prout share a bond like few others. That's because Prout donated one of her kidneys to him. Mark was diagnosed with kidney failure 2 years ago and was told he needed a transplant to survive. In a desperate move, Mark's wife turned to Facebook to find a donor. Abigail saw the post and offered her kidney, even though she had never met Mark.
And without that, I wouldn't be alive. Unbelievably blessed. Really, no words can describe that.
Someone needed it more than I did.
Altruistic strangers make up less than 1% of live kidney donations in the United States. The transplant surgery happened in June, and it was a success. More than 90,000 people are currently waiting for a kidney transplant in the U.S.
Good for her.
Incredible story. After months working and learning from home, many families are finally starting to settle in.
They're trying to adjust to the new normal, at least for now. So if your kids are doing their schoolwork on the kitchen table while you take a conference call from your bed, Consumer Reports can help.
Yep, they'll tell you how to set up home workspaces for the long haul. Here's Leah Linscheid.
We're not in work-from-home survival mode anymore.
Ergonomics expert Todd Baker knows the importance of a good home office setup, and he has seen a major shift in his clients' work habits.
As people feel like they need to be in front of their screen to be accountable for work, people are sitting for longer hours. It's important that your body is in good alignment so that you have the most energy and attention available for the work that you're trying to do.
Whether you have access to a full-fledged home office or have to work from your bed in a studio apartment, Consumer Reports says it's important to minimize strain on your body while you're working at home.
As long as you understand some simple principles of ergonomics, you can translate those to many different work areas. And the basics of good posture are the same for kids as well.
Start with your chair. If your lower back doesn't reach the back of your chair comfortably, put a pillow behind you. If your feet don't reach the floor, place them on a stable footrest. Next, make sure the bend of your arms is anywhere from 90 degrees to 115 degrees. Your eyes should be your arm's length away from the computer, with the monitor at eye level.
Well, some people prefer to add a second monitor, both for comfort and efficiency.
CR recommends the Dell UltraSharp 24-inch and the BenQ 23.8-inch display. You may also want to consider a standing desk, but some can come with a hefty price tag.
It isn't that standing all day is better than sitting. It's that a standing desk gives you the ability to move around more, which is key.
It is more important than ever to find ways to change position, to take visual, cognitive, and physical breaks and stay healthy.
For News 3 Now, this is Leah Linscheid.
And to avoid eye strain, experts recommend that you follow the 20-20-20 rule.
Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look 20 feet away. Still to come at 4 with everything going on in the world, it's pretty easy to feel down in the dumps.
Sure is, but there are things to be optimistic about, and we'll find out how to lift our spirits with Dr. Shyla Murgain. There she is. Shyla will join us when Live at 4 continues.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Wild thing.
You know what I think? I think you owe us $48.50. Wild thing.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
We aren't radical, so why would we want one representing us in Madison? Chris Marion is an extreme partisan liberal who's just fine with calling political opponents Nazis, dictators, and enemies. And Chris Marion wants to take more of your paycheck, too. Marion supports eliminating levy limits, causing property taxes to skyrocket, crushing families as they try to recover. And Marion backs the radical Green New Deal that will cost trillions, destroy jobs, and increase taxes. Chris Marion, just too radical.
We took a bad economy that was falling and turned it around. Trump took a good economy and drove it back into the ditch. Through his failure to get COVID under control, his failure to deliver real relief to working people. Does he not understand and see the tens of millions of people who've had to file for unemployment this year so far? The people who lost wages while the cost of groceries have gone up dramatically? Donald Trump has been almost singularly focused on the stock market, the Dow and NASDAQ. Not you, not your families. My plan will help create at least 5 million new, good-paying jobs and create them right here in the United States of America. Let's use this opportunity to take bold investments in American industry and innovation so that the future is made in America. I'll be laser focused on working families. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
It's Bob Wilson. Yeah. You won the Nobel Prize.
Bob Wilson walked over to his neighbor's house to relay the good news. Wilson, in fact, is sharing the Nobel Prize in economics with his neighbor and fellow Stanford professor Paul Milgrom. The Nobel Committee in Stockholm couldn't get in touch with Milgrom at 2 a.m. Pacific time to share the important news, so Wilson volunteered to knock on his neighbor's door in the middle of the night.
That is great.
You won the Nobel Prize. Well, there's so much anxiety and uncertainty right now with COVID cases on the rise and the upcoming election in a divided country.
It's important to pay attention to our emotional state, and actually choosing to stay optimistic is a skill that has huge benefits. Today, Dr. Shyla Murgain shares some simple strategies to stay optimistic and have hope that a brighter future is ahead.
Fingers
Hi, Shyla.
crossed.
Oh, can we hear her?
I don't hear her. Can you hear us?
Thanks for having me.
There we go. Now we got you.
Oh, very good. It's good to have hope during the segment that you can hear my sound.
You know, it can't get any worse right now, right? Well, I guess that doesn't sound very optimistic, but what are some of the
you
benefits?
did a segment. You did a segment yesterday on a long forgotten emotion, acedia, which really describes what so many people are experiencing. It's an ancient term back in Christian monastic times but it describes feeling listless, having difficulty concentrating, feeling lonely, and just feeling like we want to get on the other side of this, so real malaise. And the counterpoint is to really cultivate optimism. We don't want to stay stuck in those negative emotions. We want to acknowledge them, but we really want to choose and embrace optimism, because we find, the research finds that those people who embrace optimism are healthier, live longer, are better able to cope with stress, and actually take healthier actions. They really take care of themselves better than those people who are more pessimistic.
So how do you find things to be optimistic about?
The first thing is to really notice your thinking. We tend to catastrophize. We really want to unwork that. When you notice yourself going to sentences that have all or nothing or everything or everyone or nobody, know that you're catastrophizing. You're creating a doom and gloom picture about the future. You want to stop those thoughts in their tracks. You can think about doing thought stopping. You can picture a stop sign. You can wear a rubber band and snap it and say the words stop, or you can even clap. Or one of my favorites this time of year is to imagine your thought like a leaf, a little fall leaf, and then just let it go. And the second, what we want to do is we want to look for new and good. When I think about optimism, I think about it looking at a glass that's half full. We can focus on the half empty. That's certainly there. But instead, we can focus on the good, the new, those things that are already there. And as I like to say, you can even pick a smaller glass so your glass becomes half full, and even put in a little, some pleasurable activities like a mint leaf that I grew in my garden this summer that's still alive. And when we focus on those things that are in our control, that are enjoyable and that are pleasurable, that helps build some sort of strength that we can use to stay resilient during this difficult time.
And then you also suggest that you take action, that you take those thoughts and you put them into action.
Absolutely. The best thing I encourage everyone to do is to get out and vote on November 3rd. That is our place of personal power. That's the action we can take. And we really are the hope for generations to come. In addition, take daily action that helps you feel like you're taking control, whether it's making sure you get a good night's sleep or being kind to a stranger or just doing something that's going to bring some joy into your day, because we want to be bold and brave and hold on to hope during this time. It is really so essential to keep ourselves going in the next couple of months, as things will be challenging.
They will be, but we will get through it eventually. Shiloh, thanks for being with us today. Thanks for being with us. Great advice as usual.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and happy fall, everyone.
Great to see you. Hopefully we'll see you back in the studio in person very soon. Fingers crossed.
Oh, I can't wait for that day.
Yeah. Thanks, Shiloh.
All right, we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
The Golf Range and Suites of By10's Golfland provide safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by waitstaff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at By10's Golfland.
Andrew Larson here, owner of Larson Home Services. You know your gutters are filling up fast and you're going to have to clean them eventually. Why not give up that chore forever with a new Leaf Guard gutter system, guaranteed to never clog, and the only gutter system with a good housekeeping seal. You can leave that ladder in your garage forever. And now is the perfect time. It's our biggest deal of the year. Free installation labor, no interest for 12 months, and a $100 Visa gift card with your Leaf Guard purchase. Call now to set up a free estimate.
Donald Trump is lying about Medicare and Social Security. Trump's pushing to slash Medicare benefits. He's proposed eliminating the funding source for Social Security, a plan that would drain Social Security by 2023. Joe Biden will protect Medicare, and he's proposed a plan to increase Social Security benefits. The choice is clear. Donald Trump will cut Medicare and Social Security. Joe Biden will protect them.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
It's A1 Furniture's 41st anniversary sale. Over $1 million of in-stock inventory is available now with free white glove delivery on any purchase of $9.99 or more. Plus, get 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Don't miss A1 Furniture's 41st anniversary sale. Going on now.
By10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By10's Golfland.
Coming up Wednesday morning, we are looking ahead to our first chance of snow. That's right, snow maybe in the forecast.
Oh boy, and in an important election year, you don't want to make a mistake that could end up getting your ballot tossed out. We'll tell you what to avoid Wednesday.
UW Athletics and the Goodman Community Center need your help providing Thanksgiving meals for 4,000 families.
Please consider a food or monetary gift.
We are grateful for any gift you can provide.
Donate at goodmancenter.org.
We are going to be seeing that lovely weather as we go into the week, but we're getting much cooler. Rain chances arrive Sunday and early next week.
All right, Chris, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, the growing season is coming to an end, and we transfer to indoor plants.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be here to answer your plant and garden questions live. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Here's what you need to know. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will get rid of Trump's tax giveaways for the super wealthy and make big corporations finally pay their fair share. Biden will use those savings to help working families and seniors, investing in lowering healthcare costs, improving education, and protecting Social Security and Medicare. Biden's plan. Corporations pay more. You benefit.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Because talk is cheap. Let's look at what Joe Biden's done. During the last economic crisis, President Obama trusted Joe to lead the recovery and bring us back. Now he has the plan to do it again, to revive and reinvest in jobs and real help for middle-class families. He'll listen to experts to get control of the virus so we can build back even better. Joe Biden, a president to get it done. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales and rewards like fuel points, all for prices that are lower than the everyday low. So go ahead, get lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you. I'm possible at
Herzing. In today's final touch, a tall teen shatters 2 world records.
And the air up there must be pretty sweet. A Guinness World Record for the world's longest legs has this towering Texas teenager walking tall. Actually, Macy Curran has broken 2 records, one for the longest legs on a female and on a teenager. The 17-year-old stands 6 feet 10 inches tall on legs that measure 53 inches. That means they make up 60% of her total height. Macy's mom says her daughter definitely didn't get her impressive